Good morning, guys. Welcome to Monday Morning Message. Welcome yet again to another week, another Monday. Well, for today, I have a question for you. And the question is very simple. Are you a CV or are you a CV? What does that mean? What do I mean? I'm confusing you guys, right? Rafa, I have a question for you. Are you a CV or are you a CV? What do I mean by a CV? I don't mean the curriculum vitae, the resume that we prepare. A lot of people call that CVs too. But what I'm going to ask you here is, are you a change victim or are you a change victor? That's the question I have for this week. Are you a change victim or are you a change victor? Are you a CV or CV? See, both these CVs are some people are drawn to either of these CVs. Change victim. What do I mean by a change victim? A change victim is somebody who sees themselves as a victim of change. Oh, this lockdown happened. All these things are happening and I am affected by this. All this change is affecting me in this way, in all these negative ways. That's change victim. Well, the other CV is a change victor. These are people who say, oh, all this change, let me see how I can go through all this. Let me see how I can reinvent myself. Let me see how I can go into metamorphosis and come out even stronger. Let me see all the opportunities in this changing environment. And that's the essential difference between a CV and a CV. A change victim and a change victor. We're in a time where change is a very absurd, haphazard, unprecedented, and all of a sudden, a big change came to all our lives around the world. And I see these are the two main categories people have fallen into. Some people have totally fallen into the change victim. All these things are affecting me in such negative ways. And the other people are totally in the other zone, something like the Zoom company. They totally took their business to another level by being change victors, by capitalizing on the opportunities that lie in the situation. So what are we, the change victims or change victors? That's the question I have, and that is a question for self-reflection this week, for this week's Monday Morning Message. CV or CV, change victim or change victor? Because most people, I think, are change victims. They always blame the circumstance of change. But the fortunate or unfortunate reality of our existence is change is always there. Change is the only constant. The only thing permanent in the world is change. So if we don't learn how to be a change victor, we will endlessly suffer all throughout our lives, be complaining, because change is the only thing that's permanent. You see? So what do you guys think? Is this a question that is worth self-reflecting this week? And that is the Monday Morning Message. A self-reflection with a question. Change victim or change victor? I would like to give an example. You see, there's companies that have been riding the prime, that have been on the top of the top in the business world, like Nokia with their phones. But a changing era came where people started wanting to use touch phones. Right? And Nokia was really a change victim. They didn't want to change their models. They didn't want to go with the market. They didn't want to do what others were doing. And that's where Apple came in. Apple really used that opportunity to become a change victor. They released phones that were totally touch-based, that were a great solution for their customers. And Apple rode that wave of change victor, whereas Nokia became the change victim and they went underneath. Nokia, would you imagine, one of the largest market shares in the whole world, just flips around like that in 10 years? That's crazy. Kodak is another example. Kodak is not only the inventor of the camera, but they also invented the first digital camera. Can you believe it? But they didn't want to go with the digital revolution because they thought that they made their money with the reels that they sold, Kodak. And they said, no, we want to keep selling the reels because that's how we make the money. but they didn't realize the market was changing. The market was changing, and they did realize it actually, but they didn't want to change with it. They were a change victim. They became a victim of change. They kept saying, why is this change happening? How will we make money if we don't sell the reels? But then other companies just came and took off because they were change victors. They saw the opportunity in the change. Milena has a question, is change victorious? I'm not sure if I get the question 100%, but if I am understanding you correctly, yes, change leaves a lot of option for victory, especially for people who are not victorious already, because there's only an expert of the past, but there's no expert of the future. Whenever things change, we can always reinvent ourselves, and you don't know who's going to come out better than the other. So definitely change leaves a big opportunity, especially big changes leave a big opportunity for people who have not been on the forefront to come on the forefront. Ankit has a question, how to start being a change victor if someone is the other CV? So how to start being a change victor if you are a change victim? Here are a couple pointers, Ankit. One big thing is asking the right questions. So if you look for excuses, you will find it. And you will definitely prove to yourself why you're a victim. You deserve to be a victim because this. You will have a list of excuses. If anybody looks for excuses, they will always find it. I guarantee you, because there's so many excuses out there in the world. But if you look for opportunities, you will also find them. So the journey from change victor to change victim is this. What are you looking for? If you look for excuses, you will be stuck in the change victim mode. But if you look for opportunities, you will start becoming a change victor. That's one thing. That's how to start becoming a change victor. Changing where you look at. Number two is accepting change. See, most people, they are change victim because they don't want to accept change. The reason I said that the only thing permanent in the world is change is because it's such a big statement and such a true statement. If you don't accept it, you will keep living in resistance with it. You will not accept the reality of the current situation. Yeah, things have changed. This is the reality. Because we start going into the victim mode only when we don't want to accept what has happened. So acceptance of what has happened and the change that has happened is key to transition from a change victim to a change victor. And the second thing is putting your perspective into opportunities rather than excuses, because if you look for excuses, you will find them. If you look for opportunities, you will find them. So what are you looking for? I hope that answers your question, Ankit. Fantastic, Milena. That's a great comment. If you find a stone, you can decide if you're going to throw it away or make a sculpture with it. That's beautiful. Sayam, acceptance is the key to change, to evolve, to grow. Unless one accepts the reality and pops out the comfort bubble. So true, man. Acceptance, exactly. We don't accept change, and that's why we keep being in the victim mode. But that's really the transition we need to have, especially right now when there's such a big change. We cannot afford to live in a victim mode. Ankit says, is there a personality trait, or can anyone become either change victim or change victor based on certain different circumstances or situations? Well, Ankit, definitely different situations bring out the best or the worst in us, right? There are some situations where someone can easily be a change victor, but there are some situations that might be really big and people might get stuck in the change victim mode. For example, there might be a small thunderstorm and something might be affected in your business or workplace, and that might be a small change that happened, and you might be able to easily overcome it and become a change victor for it. But then there might be something like a corona pandemic, and you might be totally thrown off guard, which is a totally different situation, much severe, I would say. And that could cause someone to really become a change victim. So exactly, the basic fundamental is one, accepting the change, whatever it is, whatever the magnitude it is. And the second thing is putting your perspective in the right place, whether it's excuses or whether it's opportunities. So personality trait in the sense that yes, it could be a personality trait for somebody who naturally tries to look at opportunities in any situation. Having said that, I don't think it's something you're born with. It's something that you're trained for. So anybody can easily change the way they are looking at things and their perspectives at a situation. So anyone can easily become a change victor, not a change victim. That's easy, and anybody can do that. It's not that you're born with it. Milena, what does that mean? Is that Spanish? Amat Victoria Kunam. What does that mean? Victory loves preparation. Haha, that's Spanish for victory loves preparation. I love that. Exactly. So when things have changed, what do we want to do? Do we want to prepare? Or do we want to complain? That's the difference. That's the difference. So guys, that's the message for today. Monday morning message. Let's try and start becoming change victors, not change victims, because change is the only constant, is the only permanent in the world, and how we react to it, how we respond to it rather, really affects the course of our life and the quality that we live with. So that'll be the message for this week. Monday morning message. Let's become change victors, not change victims, because victim is complaining, excuses. A victor is somebody who realizes the opportunities and comes out of it. Milena, that's Latin. I love it. I love that code. Amat Victoria Kuna means victory loves preparation. Much love. Thank you. Love to Mexico from my side as well, Milena. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining, all of you guys. I will see you guys next week. Same time. Monday morning message. Cheers. Have a super powerful week, guys. Bye-bye.